Could not find your screen. Please select. I don't know what I'm selecting. Check two. Checker. Noah, I want you to build an ark. Can you guys hear me? I wish I could tell whether or not this was coming over with sound. You know what? I know how to do that. I know how to do that. Let's see. Chat rate views. Stop streaming. Virtual. Let's see if this is working, y'all. Anyone? No. Stop streaming. Audio. Angel, can you hear me? You hear me? Oh, I love you. Thank you. I can't stand this thing sometimes. This computer, you know how complex, you know what my computer looks like. It's been driving me nuts today. How are you? I've got to do check. What the hell? Oh, I know what that is. All right, turn that. You doing well, I hope? Hopefully everyone will come back. I had a decent sized crowd here. Am I loud and clear? Or did I disappear again? We hear you. Hey, Half Pint, how are you? Loud and clear. Awesome. You know, there's nothing like switching buttons or pushing buttons, or now I've got to turn my bloody lights back on. Sorry, I was always raised that the word bloody is not a good thing to say. I'm okay considering. Look, at least you had your surgery. I'm a chicken. Okay. So I still walk around here in pain. Let me plug my I don't know if they're plugged in or not. They might be plugged. Let's see. They might be plugged in now. Let's see. Nah, nah. Man, I had a great intro and everything. What's this? Oh, see. Hello, guys. Sorry. I should have done a test recording first. My bad. I was so excited and I wanted to get through here. And I got to turn my lights back on. I got to figure out how to do that. So let's start this software. Everything here is controlled off of this one great big mysterious item. One great big computer, and this computer is the bane of my existence. I had a look. Okay, so that's the front lights. Back lights are up. You guys like red or blue? I kind of like the blue in the background. I know some like purple. I think I can pull that off too. No, not green. I like the blue. I like the blue in the back. Okay. Okay, yes. Angel has had quite a few operations and she is rehabilitating. All right, guys, I'm going to try this again. I apologize. For not being professional, but I'm not a professional. I'm not. I'm truly an amateur. I still feel like I'm missing lighting here. I don't know how. So I'm going to start with Charlie again. Or maybe I should just continue on where I was. Green? Really? Green? How about if I just add a touch of green? I have to label these things. What is that? That's a touch of red. See, if I add the green, it turns white. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna leave it where it is. Looking better. I don't know if that's me or oh my gosh, I look awful. I want to go back and play this song. It's kind of funny. I get a little emotional over the song. I didn't realize it, and when I listened to the words, and I realized I actually forgot what I had written. And it's if you guys can even hear the words or some of what's going on here, but on the other screen here that I'm about to bring up, is, yeah, I guess I'm not supposed to do this. Oh, why can't I see that now? Is Gaza. And it kind of just breaks my heart. I don't think it's fair. And I'm that kind of guy. So here we go.
For Charlie. Charlie was a fire. Charlie was a flame.
Hell yeah, let's go.
He told the honest truth, and they dragged his name. He stood up for the man, the woman, the child. Stood up for the country when Trump and Bibi went wild. They offered him money, he said keep the pay. Said I won't sell my people, I won't look away. He knew the war was coming, knew how bad it get. Knew who pulled the strings, knew who placed the bet. Lions, lions, watching Bibi on the line. Man wouldn't win, man wouldn't sign. So they took him out. Lord, we saw the play. So fake, so gay, ain't no way. Ain't no way. We see you. We see you. The lie, the hit, the stage. We see you. Oh. We see you. They try to keep turn the page. Oh, we see you. We see you. Ain't no way, ain't no fucking way. Oh, so fake, so gay. We here every day. Candace out front, she don't flinch, she don't fold. Carrying the fire, tellin' what it told. Baron riding shotgun, young buddy bold. Can't be bought, can't be sold. Alley in the files, digging deep. That's got them running, they can't even sleep. Coach on the mic, spitting facts with a grain. DD on the pie, let the real voices in. It's for Charlie, every word, every line, every question they don't want us to find. This ain't John, Robert or Martin. Oh no, the mask slip once, it ain't going back. We picking up the torch, we picking up the track. Sheriff resigned, tell me why. Timeline don't have a either do the messages left behind. FBI case faking gate, timeline's a lie. Story keep changing, witness keep flipping. Every day another piece of the narrative slipping. Little Ben chirping on his midget horse. Cashed his check and stated on the course. Charlie's body cold, I can't say a word. Same old script, same lies we heard. Mikey took the money and ran. Sold out the mission, sold out the man. And Andrew playing dress up, trying to be the boss. Wearing Charlie shoes while he counting the cost. Blake Neff bought loud, holding the line for the donors, not the truth, not the ride or die. Every cut in the spotlight, chasing the fame. Legacy for sale, putting price on the name. Her and her mama working every angle, every camera, every check, every donor tangle. Rippers rip, liars lie, sell out sell. Charlie in the ground and they ringing the bell. We want answers, we want answers, we want receipts,
We want receipts.
we want the tape, we want the truth, we want the full sheet. We ain't tired, we ain't tired, we ain't through. For Charlie, for Charlie, for Charlie, for you. This one for the pie host grinding in the dark. Small mic, big questions, lighting up the spark. Carrying the work that Charlie left behind. No blue check, no network, just the truth in the ground. Joe, kid, walking in, they said stand down. Man asked to investigate, they ran
Oh, look at my angel.
what you hiding when you lock the door?
Hit that like button, yo.
What you scared of when an honest man look at the facts? 501c3, moving like a super PAC, picking presidents with dollars that ain't supposed to act. IRS sleeping, donors keep buying, non-profit my ass. The whole
Profit my ass.
they took the man, they couldn't take the truth. We just getting started and the proof is the proof.
We see you.
We see you. The lie hit the stage. Yeah, we see you.
We see you.
Trying to turn the page. Ooh, we see they take a good man down, and the people won't stop asking.
You know, it's funny.
Keep asking.
Keep asking questions.
Keep living.
Now, I was a DJ in college, y'all, and it's so easy for me. I could just sit here from here and spin records, and I want to do that because I've got one more to do before I really get into the show, and it kind of hits home on the entire deal. It's a piece that I probably shouldn't play. I really don't care. I've got less than 400 people, but it's the capstone.
Somebody's broken heart and a washed out dream.
That's what we've got to do.
They follow the pattern of the wind, you see. 'Cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change.
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Heavy? Yeah, maybe. It's not my intention, and it won't be all night long. I'm going to lift up right now, but that's how I wanted to start this. My day, I had a completely different day in mind. I spent over an hour on the phone with a corporation. Y'all see this top monitor up here? Where's my mouse? Y'all can't see my mouse either. Yeah, maybe you can. This bad boy is less than 2 years old, and it is dead. It's not dead. It flickers like a disco ball. Okay, so I'm a boomer, and I used to DJ. I have a bunch of records up there, probably about 1,000. I have a turntable right over there. You can kind of see it. Regardless, I love that word. Regardless, I was hoping that LG would get out of their own way and go, you know what? He's got a pretty cool setup. Let's help him out. Well, after wasting my time for an hour, they were like, yeah, it's out of warranty. It's over a year old. I'm like, really? It's over a year old. Yeah. Hey, Kevin. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything bad about LG. I've spent a lot of money here, and I probably will buy another one, but not another LG. These aren't cheap, and I just wanted to have a really cool setup, and this is what I do. I know Angels has seen a lot of my computers. I don't share them with a lot of people, but this is going to be part of Ivan. This is, like Kevin just said, Ivan's Mad World. I am splitting off my podcast. I will have a cyber side of the house. I have a company called Noble Cyber, noblecyber.com. And it's kind of a mysterious site. I'm not here to advertise it, but it's just, I believe in giving back. And that's what it's going to, that's what I want to do there. And this is not a commercial. I'm just letting y'all know what I'm doing with my world. At the end of the day, this is just part of my head right here. And I've got more monitors that I've hung up than you can possibly imagine. So just on this side, there are 4. And there's 2 over here. That top one just blinks like a disco ball. And then there are 2 over here. And then on this wall, there are 3 above my whiteboard. And if you notice, I hate this floor. It's a slate floor. It's got, and we got another 65 back there, but it's not an LG. Oh, my boy's on here. Lance, I wanted to talk to you. I'm not going to be on for that long. I hung out with this young man, this talented young man, and he and I have so many like-minded opinions. When I get off of here, probably in about an hour and a half, we're going to transition over to, hopefully, Lance, you're going to go on today. I want to go on to his site, man. He is just brilliant, and he I've got one song. I think he's got like albums, you know. So anyway, I wanted to get out there, man. I really wanted to reach out and talk to you today about that. I'm even going to switch up some of my software. If you look down here, I've got 2. These are, I know I'm about to geek out for a little bit, guys. These are two i7s, and I've got some other stuff down here. There's a lot of storage and routers and backups. And some of y'all might know I was, well, no, I kind of was. I was hit by lightning on August 2nd. There's a tree outside of my home here. It's probably about 10 feet away from where I'm sitting. I have 14 cameras around my house. Am I paranoid? No, but I'm a former cybersecurity guy, so I know probably way too much. Anyway, long story short, I had to rebuild a lot of computers. I'm currently on this one here I call Big Black because it has 2 GPUs and a lot of storage, and that's what those little colors are. And then this box over here, I just call it my white machine because it's all white. I'm about to switch over to that one because it's clean and it's pristine and it just does really good things, but it might have been used for nefarious things at one time. So I need to rebuild it. I don't do anything bad, but my hat sometimes turns gray. So with that, you heard a little bit of MJ in there. There was no music. It was just his audio. And I think I might be able to get away with that. I did want to touch on a couple of things that I had dug up. I love the way that Lance runs his show. Just kind of freestyle and let the audience kind of dictate it. But I wanted to, I'm old school, and I've been around for for when Johnny Carson. Anyone remember Johnny Carson? That was a treat in my house when we used to when we used to be able to stay up late on a Friday and watch Johnny Carson. We never really made it past the monologue, but it was supposedly fun. And then David Letterman came along. Some of the things that I remember about Letterman was just the stupid pet tricks or the top 10 list. So I've kind of got a little top 10 list here. And starting off with my top 10 list, you don't ever want to pick a fight with Candace Owens, especially when it's her birthday. So if you haven't seen, Brian Harpole is a total idiot. And you can sue me all you want, brother, because I got nothing. You can have at it. But she's got more facts, and she took him down. So that is my number. And I'm an engineer, so I started with 0. So that's my number 0 for the week. And this is a week in review, right? Number 1, the DC shooter. Now, I've got some videos here that I might play and I may not. It's a lot of work pulling all that stuff up. But seriously, where did they get this guy? He is borderline genius, right? And I did a lot of research on him, and I had some theories that I've been bouncing around. And one of my theories is simply that I know that we had an MK Ultra thing, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say, what I can't say, but the algorithms that we have right now can do the same things. And if they're positioned in the same manner, that's a form of brainwashing. If you look at Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson, and you look at this guy, Andrew Cole, they're both very highly intelligent people. Kind of odd. And I also think neither one of them fired a gun. So it's kind of odd there. It's also very unusual that there was a friendly fire, in my opinion, allegedly. Yeah, I have my allegedly hat over there. I decided not to wear a hat. So I thought that was, that's stupid dog trick number 1, since I'm starting with 0. And this young lady here, what do I have up on the screen? Oh, okay. Let's see her. What are we doing? Oh, I'm covering her up. Okay. This young lady here, I stole this from Lionel, I think, off of X. She doesn't say a bloody word, but I just thought it was just pure Erica. You know what? She's wealthy, and she just needs to take care of her children and go away. And that is number 2 on her. She's got the Janet Jackson thing going on. She's got the Marshall Mathers or the 9 Inch Nails kind of deal. It's funny. People will come to my house and they'll see that I have a 9 Inch Nails hat. I was skiing at, I believe in Colorado, and I had a NIN hat on, and they're looking at me like, "You listen to 9 Inch Nails?" It's like, yeah, I listen to everything, all the way back to Beethoven. So that is number 3 or 2, depending upon how you count. Number 3, counting from 0, is Mr. Trump or President Trump. And I'm going to take Erica down because there's only so much of her I can take. And that's my island, y'all. That's It's where I'm going to run to when this place gets just way out of hand. And I just created that background because I thought it was kind of cool. I think I should have something personalized. So these out here. Number 3 on our list here is Mr. Trump. The wonderful war that we have. That is not a war. And the Strait of Hormuz is open or closed. I don't know. I'm fortunate enough not to have to drive that often, but I understand gas prices are at all-time high. That should probably be number 1, but I digress. Let's take it right down to number 4, please, or number 5, which is the Magical Ballroom. WTF, man. Even I know what it is. And if you had looked at some of the videos I had produced earlier, you would possibly might know as well. I have some videos out there that I go into what Larry Ellison did for China post Tiananmen Square and monitoring and controlling of individuals, making them kind of disappear and allowing them to spend money or not to spend money, get cash, get food or not get food. Our government is about to try to control us. And about is a really generous word. If you haven't heard, Ford, and there are new Ford trucks are coming out, and they will take a look at your face biometrics, the sweat from your palm, and decide whether or not it wants to start. Here you purchased a $100,000 vehicle, and you don't own it because it won't let you start it. How about that? Cheers. And if you don't believe me, do the research, or you can listen to Lance's show. Lance, I hope you're going to do a show after this one because I'm not going to be on that long. Coming in next, we have Kash Do Nothing Patel, and I have a video. I probably need to pull these videos up because I did cut them out. But if you haven't seen it, of the ballroom, I don't want to call it a shooting because it wasn't wasn't a play, but whatever you want to call it at the ballroom. He is found at a table, just sitting there doing nothing. If I was Mr. Patel, Secretary Patel, I would damn sure be. I don't know what word I could use. So I would be carrying my pistolas. I live in Texas. I carry my pistolas every place I go. That's part of the deal. So those are my stupid dog tricks. I only have 6, so that was 5. Let's see here. Those are the main things I really wanted to cover. You know, there's been so much crap just going on, and with the losing of our right to vote, some of us, or that repeal, or just watching this government just flake out, man. It's a lot, right? So part of it is I want to go online. I'm trying to follow some great ones that I like out there. And I enjoyed some massive time, a long time, with Lance. And he has a great show. He does. It's very free flowing freestyle, and he throws in some music, which I absolutely adore. My plan for this evening was to show you my studio. Well, because I had this great conversation with LG, and I ended up ripping apart a lot of this studio to get them the data that they wanted, or that's part of it. But I also wanted to make sure that the cabling was right, so I wasn't causing the problem. I was also having a problem with my machine rebooting, and I figured out what that was. I have way too many hard drives that are USB. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll get technical. Long story short, I don't know what the long story short is. The bottom line is I'm going to pay a couple more $100 for another screen up here because I'm going to make it look badass when I'm done. So I will show it off one of these days. It's not necessarily my thing, but the sites that I have out there, the segregation that I'm going to do from Ivan is Ivan and Noble Cyber, or Noble Cyber, there's 2 sites actually on both, Noble Cybersecurity, is that if anybody really needs help in cyber, if you've lost your account to social media, and there's certain social medias that I can't stand. Facebook is, oh my God, Meta. I got kicked off of X, it was Twitter, because I might have said something about a DDoS attack, and that's distributed denial of service, and Anyway, I'm not proud of that, but still haven't got my old account back. So I've got some really weird number system, whatever. I could care less. I don't really like any of that stuff. So, but the bottom line is, if you do have those things, I'm going to be posting up very soon on my cyber accounts how you can go about getting your account back. So if somebody does steal your information and steals your account, there are methods you can do that. And there are also shortcuts. So I'm not charging anybody for this. It's all free. You can look at it and go on there. There will also be updates every single day. Hopefully, I'm running an AI that will update my page. You know, it's like, oh, does he trust AI? I trust my AI because I have my own entity that I run on this little PowerBook right here. So what you saw were the big screens. I also have little screens too. So it's a little screen there. There's a MacBook there and a PowerBook, and then there's another little screen there, and then there's a slate over there. So I've got a lot of stuff, man. But that's what I like to do. I just love putting it all together and trying to make it hum. And I make this room as hot as I possibly can. So it is 59 degrees outside, and it is 62 in my little studio. But I've had a lot of requests for, hey, I lost my Instagram access. Some dude came along and stole my account. I'll be glad to help out, or it's already on that page. And there are ways you can go through their back door to get access to them faster than the average bear. And I kind of know some of those secrets since I've been involved in that business for a long time. I will also show you some of the dangers of some of the broadcasting software that's out there. Do all the lights mess with your eyes? No. This is all DMX 512. And I used to do this outside. I'm not doing that anymore because the people that come into my neighborhood is really big on Christmas lights. And I used to have a huge display outside, and I've got a radio transmitter and all those. I can't be bothered anymore. I'm old, my knees hurt, and it's not appreciated. It's appreciative. People just don't care. They trample through your stuff. I have lights on the ground and like snowflakes, and so they don't really care, and that's a lot of work. I've got the biggest I've got I think a 14-foot black Santa Claus, just to make sure that you know who lives in this house, because I'm the only one on the street. That's a joke. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? So no, but these lights are completely adjustable any way I want. They're just RGB. RGB is red, blue, green, and if you have all red, blue, green on, it turns white. If you turn them all off, it's obviously black. So. But it's just, again, to me, it's a toy, right? I love toys. I still have these. This is a rope light that's also RGB. This is going to go around the middle of the room. So it's really just going to be decked out. And hopefully I was going to get maybe a sponsor, and they were like, ooh, that's cool. Let's help him out. Like maybe LG, get your head out of your ass and go, this guy is about to blow up. Let's get in front of it, and because at one point it was all flat. Now it's kind of curved and almost like a race car or a truck. So, I don't care anymore. I just do this for me because I can. I like your set, Ivan. Okay, well, thank you. I do too. My problem is it's big, and it's like I have the screen over here, and then I have to look over here, and then right now I've got 14 of the 16 cameras up. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's so big, it's cumbersome. So Lance, a couple of nights ago, was talking, and he hit the mute button. And I'm like, don't do that. My stuff is so complicated. I've got to figure out what to do. It's like, are you on mute or is that my system? And I'm start looking around for buttons. And when you guys told me I was not transmitting my voice, it's like, holy crap. Long story short, it was just a button on OBS. And speaking of OBS, I will be leaving OBS and going to StreamYard. Some of y'all might know what that is, and some of you won't, but it's one of the things that I do want to talk about. There's a little bit of techie stuff. I know, Lance, if you're still here, or Kevin, if you're still here, when we start utilizing software like that, and everybody's on that platform, just like we saw with a call with a certain person that was talking about the ballroom, or when they're in there, you have to be careful of people, and the call disconnected. Well, that platform is a cloud-based platform. It can be overrun by a distributed denial of service attack. And what that means is there are bots. And I actually have a diagram for this, so I'll be making a video about that. But just imagine if you depended upon that system, it can be taken down. Not for a long period of time, but it can be taken down during your broadcast. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, man, I am so bad with well, I started off muted, dude. So what can I tell you? And you talked about headphones. I don't know where you are. I'm assuming that you're in Louisiana. I've got more extra stuff. I got a set of headphones. I think I paid like a bill and change for. I would give to you because I don't like the way they fit. They're the same ones that Baron wears on a regular basis, or maybe the step down, but they were expensive. I don't care, man. I love to share my stuff. I'm an only child, but I share my toys. My wife would tell you I don't, but I do. So that's that deal. Anyway, so the cyber side will have some of those type of information and to help out other folks and kind of to go along with some of that stuff and some of the cool stuff. I said yesterday during Lance's show that I've got stories to tell, man. I can tell you about some ransomware stories that I was involved in. I didn't do it. I was on the white hat side of the house with hacking. There are three color hats. There's a black one. You can figure out what that's for. There's a gray one, which is kind of, you're in the middle, maybe a good guy by day and a bad guy by night. Maybe what I'm wearing now. And then, you have the pure white hat, which, being a cybersecurity phenom, that's supposedly what I was wearing. I helped the largest travel agency in the world pay some $13 million to a hacker to get their data back. And that's no joke. They bargained it down from like 25 million and they paid. It's Carlson Travel. I think I could say it. It's been a while ago, but I can go through, and I love telling these stories because I know, that's a crap. I thought you was looking. I'm sorry, guys. That's better. I thought you were looking at me. Not, you don't have to look at my wallpaper. There are so many stories. Like I studied the Russians for such a long time. I have a nickname that a Russian hacker gave me. He was in a company that I worked for, and we couldn't find him. So I just started to talk to him directly, and he gave me a nickname. And one of these days, I'll tell you what it is. There's a few people out there that know what it is, and I'm kind of careful about that because I get phone calls now directly from Russia, and I'm just poking the bear. So it's interesting. My life is very interesting. But with that, I saw a car not too long ago. It was covered. I hear feedback. It was covered in bumper stickers. That gives data away. So one of the things that I always want to tell people is stop giving data away. Okay. And when I say that, Americans have a habit of loving to give data away. So you get on the show, oh, my birthday is no, stop that. Because once I know what your birthday is, then I only have to know a little bit more about you in order to do some wonderful things. Right. So, get out of here, Kevin. Get you. If you guys don't know my buddy over there, that's my brother. Kevin is up in Canada. We have only met over the phone and over podcasts like this. Kevin has a show, Cooking with Kevin. I don't have anything with your put your deal in there, brother. You could do that. Okay, right on, brother. Hey, Lance, are you going to have a show later on tonight? I know there's a delay here, but I try not to put it on. And I had such a hard time putting up this late night with Ivan tonight, 10 o'clock. He didn't say whether he is or not. I'm assuming he is. Anyway, so Kevin is up in the Great White North in Canada, and I'm familiar with Canada to the point that I know where Roy Rocks and Mount Tremblant are. That's it. There's Kevin. Cooking with Kevin. Kevin cooks. Kevin cooks really good things. I cook one thing. Lance said no. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Gaming on stream in the morning. So I want to talk about that too. Imagine hackers these days have a really hard time breaking into things. All right, brother, if you're leaving, right on, go get the shelves for the wife. Imagine this, right? Gamers, I call it the hacker upstairs or the hacker inside. There are updates to every game, or there are accessories that you can buy. Well, imagine if you purchase something that looked like an update or a modification, and it happened to have a little back door in it. Well, the next thing you know, you are now owned, and all that data that you think belongs to you is being exfiltrated out to someone else. And you'll be really surprised on how many Chinese things that we own that they developed. Anybody drive a Tesla or something of that nature? Every single chip that we have, they have a little bit of everything. So, yeah, I want to start taking Mandarin. Anyway, let me get back to Kevin. So Kevin has a great cooking show. I wanted to have a cooking competition with Kevin, and filming food is a lot harder than one might think. I don't cook, but I smoke ribs to the nth degree. when I was hit by lightning, we lost a lot of things in this house. All my computers, the oven, an HVAC system, sprinkler system, the pump for the pool, all kinds of things, right? So they all had to be replaced. Well, part of that, I got a smoker out of the deal as well. Don't tell my insurance company. And now 8 hours later, I could make some just badass ribs. Well, I wanted to make he missed a weekly episode of his. So I wanted to do an episode for him. Well, when I looked at the video, it was like me taking pictures of the dark, and things of that nature. So it was kind of crappy. But one of these days, I'm going to do a competition cooking with Kevin, and hopefully that will turn out pretty soon. Cooking is an art form, absolutely. But you know what? Smoking or grilling is to a degree, but not that much. But when you make it look pretty, okay, and it tastes good as well. Something just moved on that screen. I don't know what it was. That is an art form. You know what is really an art form? Baking. Okay, because I can cook. Cooking is like, so my grandmother would call it sticking your big toe in it, right? So I can cook very well. My grandfather, that I really never knew, was a chef, right? So I can make a meal, but you will only have it one time, and it's just badass. But that's it. Enjoy it that time because it'll never be the same again. Baking, however, it is precise. It is a regiment. It is follow this much, that much. Now, with me, it's like, yeah, pinch of this, pinch of that, throw it in, mix it up, put a little bit of this in, a hair of newt or eyeball of whatever. And that is what it is. So, that in itself is truly my type of cooking, right? And it's kind of like a Louisiana style as well. Lance was talking about all the different things that they ate down there. There was something, it's a Nutra rat or Nutra something. Lance, I wanted to ask you if you ate that. I've seen that on one of the programs I used to watch where they would hunt alligators. Nutrias. Anyway, I don't think anybody eats those, but it's one of the things that I do like to consume. I like to look at a lot of, this sounds almost weird, maybe a little perverse, but still cameras. Like the one behind me is Port of Miami. And there's 3 different cameras of Port of Miami. This is the working camera. It's a PTZ. It moves. And there are 2 others. I like to watch the ships come in. And there's a turning basis where these great big ships just do this pivot. It's just, to me, it's beautiful. My father was a captain of a ship, and it's just gorgeous to watch them. But they come in at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, but it's a thing, they're all lit up, and they get out there, and they're very elegant. They have projectors on the stern or on the bow, and they just move around. I don't know where I was. Are we giving birthdays away? Somebody was born in 49 in June. What's going on here, guys? I don't know. Yeah, baking. Yeah, I don't bake. I used to bake a long time ago. That's a joke. What else do I have? So that's really more or less what I have a lot of videos that I think this one's pretty funny. I have a lot of things that I just take off of the internet and drop them. I'm gonna put this up on my line. Oh, just a shoot. All right, let me make this big. I thought this was very interesting. This is probably the only sport that I really follow is football. So Donald Trump, and not to bash Trump, but I'm going to bash Trump. I'm a New Yorker, and I know probably more about Trump than the average bear because he truly is a New Yorker before he was in Florida. White House doctors say that Donald Trump is 6'3", 224 pounds, and a 4.8 body fat. 4.8 percentage body fat. For comparison, DK Metcalf, a professional NFL wide receiver, is 6'3", 230 pounds with the same percentage of body fat. Well, they look very similar, don't they? Lance, I think that I've been thinking about that. That's probably going to be my next song. It's going to be like Liar. I think that's going to be the name of it, Liar. I've seen so much of that, just Liar. So I'm going to start collecting different things. So I'm just looking at the list of the things I've collected that I thought was interesting or fun that I wanted to present here. Anyway, the show doesn't really have a whole bunch of structure other than its opening. And when I saw Lance's show, I don't know, when you had a couple days ago, it just gave me so much inspiration to have that level of freestyle. Hey, click the like and click the subscribe, please. Yeah, can't hear the. Yeah, I can't either. So sometimes it just get in my head. Okay, so here we go. Story time. I'm full-blown dyslexic, right? And I've learned to compensate for that. That's why I do computer stuff. It's easy for me. I can see data flowing. I can understand it. I know how it moves. I know what a 1 and a 0 or a bipolar violation is. I can explain that. I can take a security concept and break it down to the average person because I get it. Asking me to write something is crazy, but my wife tells me that I'm a poet. It's just putting pen to paper is very difficult for me because as a young person, I was tortured a lot about, reading and writing. I've gotten through with that now. Now that you have AI, I can write out and it does my spell checking and it has a general idea of where the hell I'm going. So it's not that big of a deal anymore, but it's still a thing that I will never forget that I had to go through in life. Anyway, so yeah, I enjoy it. And when I really get into it, I like to get out there and just put some thoughts down. And usually when I do something like that, it comes from the heart. I have another one that I put out and I pulled back because I just didn't like it enough. I'm really kind of my worst critic, but it is what it is. I was telling, is this for me to read, Kevin, or who are you talking to about going to? I don't think that's for me. Yeah, no, I have no idea. I don't know if I finished the story about Kevin and Rhonda, but Kevin's a baller, and his wife, thank God, keeps him in order. That is Lady Rhonda. For those of you who don't know, I kind of have two sides here. I like a lot of the, like I said, cameras that are constantly on, and the other thing I enjoy are police scanners. So I find myself attracted to anything that's got a police scanner that runs and you can hear the activity. I've got two that are always running right now, and I've got two more that are sitting there holding up a shelf. There's one back there, and I'll tell a little story about hacking and my first hack I ever did with that police scanner in a minute. But the two sides that I have is one is the Charlie Kirk crew. A lot of people have seen me, my logo and Barron's Cup and on his show and Alley Files and Dankster and things of that nature. And then Adfleet and Lance. And then the other side is there are live streamers out there that I adore. Roger, RD, and Current County Crime Watchers. Those guys that actually get out there and you see it real life. Sometimes there is a fire, sometimes there is a chase, sometimes there's nothing at all. But those are some of the things that I do like to watch. I like to watch static cameras too. I like to see the ships come in right now. On this one, I've got Duval Street in Key West. If you ever want to watch something really interesting, watch Duval Street on the 4th of July, on Halloween. Oh my God. New Orleans, yeah, I get it. But you only got nothing on Duval Street. To see grandma go down the street with a leash and pulling grandpa, and grandpa's got a diaper on. Oh no. 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 Hey, Kenneth, how are you doing, brother? So anyway, so those are the two sides that I do enjoy. I don't go into a whole bunch of other podcasts, the political thing. I just want our country to be back where it should be. And I don't think we'll ever get there. And I'm an old dude, so I'm not too concerned about it. But hopefully I will have grandchildren one day. My oldest son is getting married August. So I got my fingers crossed there. We'll see. Beyond that, and then my oldest daughter has been married now for 2 years, but she's all about her career. I've got 2 other kids. Now, that brings me right to what I'm going to do with Ivan is Ivan. I am bringing on my youngest son, who was about to turn 31, on part of that deal on Ivan is Ivan. He knows a lot of stuff. That was about to, what time is it? It's 11 here, so if I make it to midnight, I'm going to start cursing. He knows a lot of stuff. Kid surprised the hell out of me. He's a brilliant kid, but he knows what he wants to do and will do what he wants to do. He's a general manager of this high-end pet store, which is kind of cool, but that's what he wanted to do, and he's been there for a very long time. Anyway, he's got a lot of thoughts on a lot of the things that I discussed or have discussed in the past. So like my old videos that I would just make about the Ellersons or the AI that we're all about to be monitored under, or all the cameras that we would all be surprised that can be meshed together if you have a Ring doorbell, or the things that we can hack into, or things of that nature. Kid's smarter than I really give him credit for, but so every now and then he comes in here and he will rate my songs. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. Get the hell out. But I want to bring him in to get a different perspective there. It's difficult to sit here and just talk by yourself. Lance, I know you know that. Kevin, I got a feeling you have Rhonda that talks. Rhonda doesn't say anything on camera, but I got a feeling she does some talking behind the screens. She's also one hell of a producer too. So that's my 2 cents there. Anyway. This is not the easiest thing in the world to do, especially if you are shy, and you would never know that I was shy. Oh, I got the damn screen up again. I never know what the hell I have got running. I don't pay attention. I just start talking and looking at the chat, and it's always interesting, you know. So I wanted to come on tonight because I know, yeah, I bet you do, Rhonda. I know that I'm supposed to put out a video, once a day or twice a day, according to Coach, and to get my numbers up. I want to do what I want to do, right? I'm working on my websites. I have Anthropic on a machine. I cultivate an AI instance. I'll be glad to show anybody who wants to really understand how they can create their own AI and what you can have at it, or what you can allow it to have. I've shown my wife how to reach out to new entities that she can do business with. My wife is in the natural stone business. It's a good thing and a bad thing. I no longer have a place to hide for tornadoes, because if I go up underneath my stairs, I will be crushed by our granite stairway. So it's a great thing to have, but yeah, there's no place to hide. I don't hide anymore anyway. Not after being hit by lightning and just that scared the hell out of me. So I still have one camera I haven't replaced yet. It's on my roof. I know it works because I kind of see the light, but I don't use Wi-Fi a lot because I know that there are ways to monitor Wi-Fi. Or anyway, I probably won't get into that. So if you are a streamer, or if you are concerned about that, don't use Wi-Fi. I know it's a really great convenience. Plug a wire in. Trust me, you can thank me later. Truly. Even the wireless keyboards or Bluetooth. I use Bluetooth headphones every now and then. all of that can be hacked. One of my job applications a long time ago, before I got known, they used to say, so what do you do as a hobby? And I put down toothing. Yeah, it's called Bluetoothing. And you take a Pringles can and you can point it in a certain direction and listen to, well, maybe listen, theoretically listen to somebody's conversation over Bluetooth. Maybe, with the right stuff. Look at some of those radios right there. You might be able to do that with. Anyway, I digress. So, speaking of radios, I said I was going to tell the story. Right there is one of my first portable radios. That's my first base radio. I broke authentication for a communications network, right? So via a pager. Back in the day, we would have multi-factor authentication, right? So you would get a code, you would have your password, and you would get a code via your pager. Yeah, I know I'm old. But I said, like, well, I can break that. And what you can do is you can figure out what the pager frequency is. And then I had an A to D converter, which means analog to digital. And I intercepted the frequency of the page, and I actually showed them how I could break two-factor authentication. And that, boys and girls, was the beginning of my cybersecurity days. So one of the true stories. There's so much I could go into about that. I just love, I love radios. Radios are, dude, I got an SDS 200 on my desk. If you know what that is, you know how serious I am about radios. SDR, if you know what SDR is a radio inside of a computer. I've got some crazy radio. I've got a mesh radio over here. If anybody knows what mesh is, you know how much of a nerd I truly am. And I know Angel knows that I'm a nerd, but it's okay. I don't mind being a nerd. It's fun learning stuff that other people don't learn. I believe in teaching myself. My father was a very, very intelligent man. And I watched him at his demise when he decided to retire and stop learning. I'll be damned. I have an expression, always a student, never an expert. I always want to learn. And so I've taught myself AI. I've taught myself Vibe code, coding, all the crap that I have up underneath my desk, backup power supplies and UPS and routers and, every single bit of it. I believe in learning yourself. And to me, it's just fun. It just makes you, Angel, are you yawning? Are you yawning at me? I can't see, but just anything like that. So that brings me to the phone call that was made from the basement. I believe it was the press secretary's husband or something to that effect, where the call got disconnected. Well, most people think that what's the new thing? 6, right? We have 5G. Excuse me. 5G was not meant for public consumption the way it is now. 5G was meant for stadiums and hotels and things of that nature. It's meant for a smaller environment, but it's to handle a large amount of things, like the IoT, Internet of Things, right? To track things to allow a lot of people in a stadium at one time to get connected. So when her phone got disconnected, I was like, I still can't say bullshit, but that was bullshit. Her phone didn't get connected. No, I was laughing. I know you were laughing. I'm just messing around. Yeah, well, okay. I won't talk about your medication. Share. Anyway. So, and it could be meant for other things too. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist on 5G or 6G or 12G or whatever. I just know a lot about the different levels of that. And, I'm the person that like rolls down the highway and looks at towers, and I can tell you what the different antennas are, what they use for, and what level of communications go out on it. To me, though, that's kind of fun. Anyway, so I don't know where I was, and I don't know if I'm going to make midnight the way I'm going right now, because I'm just rambling, and I'm kind of finishing rambling. I've almost made an hour. As I always want to do, first and foremost, I do want to thank you guys for your time. This is the one thing that you can never get back, right? And to me, that's important. So just thanks for being here. That's kind of a big deal. Lance, you need to beat Fleet over her head. She should have been here. I had a young lady that I spoke with that helped me with LG in the non-returning of this 65-inch monster that I have over my head. She said she was going to be here. I don't know if she's going to be here or not. Maybe she's listening. I don't know. But I just want to thank you all for hanging out here. It's always a pleasure. Thanks, Half-Pint. Half-Pint, you mod on somebody's show, and oh, look, she is here. Well, thank you. So I was talking about you earlier. Not necessarily you, but I did spend a lot of time with you, and I was very courteous. I can be real dick when it comes to it. And I did look it up. I looked up the receipts. I bought 4 monitors from Best Buy, but it was 2024. So so much for me. That's okay. I'll just buy another one, but it probably won't be an LG, that's for sure. You know, they could help out a brother, I mean, don't I look good? They could help it out, You need to go tell your boss. Like I told her, let me talk to your boss, damn it. She wasn't intimidated at all. She was like, yeah, whatever, old man. I'm not giving you my boss. I got you. But anyway, thank you very much. I do appreciate you. And thanks for being here. That's kind of cool. Look at y'all just chatting up. I don't know if you guys know each other. That's kind of weird. But that's that deal. Lance, yeah, man, I've got radios for days. It's just, I love hobbies, and I don't have a whole bunch of them. My mobility of late has been really stifled because I'm not a little guy, but my knees are totally shot. And I used to be a heavy-duty skier, man. I was captain of my ski team in college. And between that and this is going to sound really conceited, but I used to have a boat too, and I would run it hard and hit waves, and you absorb the shock with your knees, right? Well, my knees are done, just done. Getting up in the morning just sucks, and just walking around sucks. But I'm working on losing weight and keep going. With a few people there. Oh yeah, okay, right on. It's funny, man. It's so, I love it when people come together. Yeah, I love skiing too. I love it when people come together from different genres and just don't give a, everybody can be a friend. There's nothing wrong with that. And just learning who they are and what they're about. Kevin and I we just kind of figured it out, man. We just became brothers. It just, I pray for him every day, and he goes through struggles. I go through struggles. Neither one of us really go into it a lot, but he's just there. And I got adopted kids that I've never met before. I got one I need to talk to is my buddy's son. My buddy passed away in New York, and his oldest son kind of latched on to me, and I've been not raising him, but every now and then he calls, and here I am. It's just, you got to give. And I think that's what this country is missing, not necessarily with its people, but with the powers to be. So, yeah, people can be nice. I don't know about politicians, but people can be nice. They really can. So, all right, guys, I'm starting to run out of stuff to chat about here. Let's see, what else do I have queued up here? You know what? I don't know if I want to talk about that. I saw this. This was kind of cool, and I know where it was shot. Yeah, I'm just a nerd. It's easier for me to say that. Shush. I saw this, and I love music, right? And I'm not, well, you know what? Let's see if I can do this. Let's see how badass I really am. That was a joke. No, there. So if I go to camera, and then video capture, and then config video, and it goes back behind. I'm going to try to show you my record collection, y'all. Yeah, my office is a mess right now. It usually stays that way. here. Is it tilt? No, that's kind of tilt. Eh, no, make you all seasick. And it's tilt. And not wrong. Go up. Go up. Go up. Up. There's some of the record collection right there, and you can see some of my old license plates, some of my Bermuda license plate, but just showing off at this point. But I do have a lot of records, and those were my college days of being a DJ. So I figured I'd show you guys that stuff. So I love vinyl. Not that it really makes a difference to me or what it sounds like, because I used to do a thing called SPL shows. Lance, you might know what that is, but I had a mini truck back in the day before I had children. It was an Isuzu Amigo 4-cylinder on these great big 33-inch tires, and it was all jacked up off the ground. It looked really cool. Couldn't get out of its own way, but it looked really good. But it had this monster stereo in it, and an SPL show was you get up there and whoever had the loudest stereo, right? Well, nowadays they still do that and they put on headphones, right? But we did it without them, and so am I deaf? No, but have I lost hearing? Yeah. So that's why digital to me sounds just as well as analog or vinyl. Yeah, the hissing and the popping, I could care less. But anyway, I digress. And that is going to be my first shirt. So you see more and more of my office. And let's see if I can bring this up on stage. This is why I just love OBS left screen. So I don't do a lot of X. I don't really like X because it really seems to be a lot of just nasty people out there. Just there's no reason for that. I'm too old to fight. I'll just shoot your ass. It's just easier that way. Quick story. Where I live, it's not gated, but it's very close to it. And to be in my neighborhood, you have to have a badge to solicit. And there were these two guys working around my neighborhood, and they didn't have a badge. Well, they rang my door. That's the wrong door to ring. And I met them at the door with a 45 in my hand. And I told him, "Let me see your badge." And he looked at it, because I didn't show him my gun right away. And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? It's like, you have to have a badge to be in this neighborhood. And then I told him, "Get off my street now." And I just showed him my gun. He's like, he started to run. It's a castle doctrine. It's Texas, It's like, just get the hell out of here. And then I called the security guard. So anyway, dumb shit that I do. I saw this on, I guess it was X, and it just kind of got me. And it's kind of cool. It's cool, some of my dumbass stories. So check this out. Okay, so as a kid growing up, my father, I'm an only child. My father, I would go out on a Friday or a Saturday. When my father was home, he had this monster stereo that was built in. He built this built-in cabinet, and he would play Bach and Beethoven. I would be woken up at the ripe hour of like 9-10 o'clock in the morning with da 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 da. Really. Or my mother would have a vacuum and just plowing up against the door. I'm like, okay, it's time to get up. And it kind of reminded me of that. And you guys didn't see that, did you? I just pulled the Baron. That's what they look like. I should probably play that again. But it's just a choir, and they were just singing it, but they were so on key, so spotted, so tight, so it just kind of got to my heart, and it was kind of just badass. And I like stuff like that. We're losing them, huh? I probably only have like 2 or 3 people on here, and they're dropping off now. Good night, Crystal. You have a wonderful evening. Guys, again, thank you for just showing up. I'm kind of like Lance. If I have 2 people on here, I'm cool with that. I don't think this will ever be a large channel. I'm not doing that for that. I'm doing it to stay out of trouble. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for entertainment. I'm doing it to help out when I can and things of that nature. So it is what it is. Yeah, it was. I don't know if you're talking about this being gorgeous, but it truly, one of those things that just got to my heart, and I'm kind of into stuff like that. And if does anybody know where this was? I'm not really a thumper. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but I recognize the globe, and this is actually, I believe, in Texas. And it is a church. I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, Joel Osteen, I believe. I believe that his church. He has a globe like that when he preaches, or at least he did. So Outlaw, your channel will grow. I'm not going anywhere. So if it grows, right on. Hopefully, I'll grow out all these wonderful monitors and I'll have it all connected. It will get connected one day. Let's talk about that for a minute, guys. I am slowly but surely leaving Microsoft. Microsoft can just. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong screen, right? You guys can't see. Microsoft can just go. Screw it. Microsoft can just go fuck themselves. I don't care. They are just ripping people off. The entire country of France just left Microsoft. And there are operating systems out there that are the equivalent, and they're free or $150 charge, and it's done. They don't spy on you right now. Microsoft, everything that they do, they're spying. They are part of Big Brother, and I'll be damned. I believe in privacy. I was preaching today to my pharmacy. They sent Joel Osteen in Lakewood. That's right. They were preaching to they sent me a text message question, and it's like, oh, how you doing, this, that, and the other. I'm like, this is a HIPAA/high trust violation because you're not using encryption, 128 to 256 level encryption. And they're probably going, what the hell is this asshole talking about? Well, I do know about high trust and HIPAA. They can't do what they're doing. It's just, don't collect my data. Don't collect what I say. Go pound sand. If I need aspirin from you, give me the damn aspirin and go away. That's kind of how I see it. It was tanky yesterday because I've got some. Yeah, there's a lot of spyware going on. I actually have pulled up some stuff. I don't know if people will be interested in that or not. There's a lot of things. Adobe had a great big oopsie. There's some insurance companies. All right, let's talk about that. Look. Windows 11 can pound sand. The newest version supposedly Windows. I heard there was a Windows 17 coming out. I'm done. I'm going to Zorin. I've already got one laptop over there that's on Zorin. I've got a Mac right here in front of me. But what I run down here is I've got one system on 10, another system on 11. I've had more problems with the system on 11, but the system that's on 10 has a 5070 GPU, and both of them have 64 gig of RAM. I know I'm getting techie, sorry guys, but I just don't spy on me. There's no reason for it. I don't do anything, maybe anymore, but just stop it. There's a lot of what I started with. I see people getting ripped off, right? And there are a lot of folks, especially I hate this, my age and older, that believe things. It's about to get really bad. I saw a young lady today that was talking about Reddit. Look at you, Outlaw. We need to talk. I was around when Red Hat was back. I had not the last podcast. I recorded a video, and I have my Black Hat DEF CON shirt on. That's where I learned how to do some of these bad things that I used to do. I don't do them anymore. I'm looking for some of my toys. Outlaw. You know what that is? If you guys don't need to know what that is. Anyway. Please smile. I'm in tune. I don't do that. I don't do that. I've got one toy here I waited 8 months for, and I have yet to even put it on. This Nyan box, and this guy was on Ryan. What's that guy? He's got a huge podcast. Some Scott Ryan. I don't know. This box can do a lot of things. The other device that I just showed you is a Flipper Zero. You can probably break into a lot of hotel rooms and do some things like that. Start certain cars. And yeah. But this is a Nyan box that makes a Flipper Zero look like child's play, and it's downright scary. Came out of Australia. I literally had to wait in line for 8 months to get it, and it was not cheap. But I like toys like that. I don't use them, but you need to know about stuff like that, I think, especially the next generation, because where I was going with this is that AI is getting so good. There was a gentleman not too long ago that was in a conference call, and he was convinced to send $25 million to some entity, but he didn't know that the people that he was speaking with were fake, and some of the ways that you can tell that their face can be anybody's face, right? Well, the key is if you have 3 fingers or 2 fingers in front of their face, that will give it away. Or if they turn sideways, that will give it away. But imagine a grandma hearing a call and hearing what they believe is their grandchild. Grandma, help me, please. And that's all they hear, but they recognize the grandchild's voice, and grandma is sending money instantly, right? These things are out there, and I'm trying to get, trying to help out as many people as I can to provide that level of knowledge. So that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any close to being better. It just is. And if we don't understand AI, and I think a lot of people aren't or won't, we can utilize it for our own good, but it's going to be real bad. It's going to be real bad. It is. It's totally effed up, Ron, and I can tell stories about that, and what you see. There's so many. Okay, here we go. There are a lot of podcasters out there that aren't podcasters. It's all AI. It's all AI, and it's crap. It's just crap. And a lot of times I will stop the video and look to see, okay, who made this? What do the comments say up top? Because we're just being force fed a bunch of bullshit, and we all have to really pay attention because it looks really good. But when you see the hands constantly doing this and almost a rhythm, nah. No, or when they don't make mistakes when they read, or they don't move the body, or the background is. Now there's one guy out there, this is Asian guy, I think I can say Asian, right? Not Oriental. It's an Asian guy. He has a lot of great information. I know he's full out AI, but he's got really good data. I don't know the name of it, and I won't promote him, but it's good stuff. All of our newscasters pretty soon will all be AI. There's no reason to hire anybody. The movie industry is cooked. It's just done. Yeah, it's like you can make your own. Who am I saying? Lance, or ad fleet. Country lawyer. It's going to get worse. A long time ago, let's see, my youngest daughter graduated from med school, and we were in Galveston, and we stayed at a hotel. The hotel lost power, and we were getting breakfast at this hotel. We were fortunate enough to sit down with this older lady, and she was the mom of the gentleman that ran the hotel. And she asked what I did, and I explained it, and I started talking about the cloud, and she really didn't get that, and but then she asked, she's heard about this thing called AI, and my preface was, it's like you're going to see Michael Jackson, Prince, James Brown, and who else did I pick? I don't know. You can pick anybody. Stevie Ray Vaughan in concert very soon. very, very soon. It's going to happen, and you're not going to know. Yeah, Galveston's just nasty. Just nasty. But she's my kids are brilliant. They just are. They obviously get it from their mother because I'm dumb as a box of rocks. But it is what it is. And I will sidetrack Ben when I used to do PowerPoints, when I used to present. up on stage, and that's one of the things I love to do. I love to get up on stage and present. I would have a squirrel because I will deviate from that plan in a minute, and that's squirrely. It's just so easy for me to forget where the hell I am. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder's gonna. Well, I think Stevie Wonder's still alive. I don't think. Oh, I know what I said. I said Jerry Garcia. That's who I picked out. Or Stevie Ray Vaughan. You're going to see those guys actually, produce together, and when you see that, it's going to go. What's going on? I didn't know they made this kind of music. Oh, there's Scanner Man. No, he's live. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling. I know, and it's almost midnight. No, it's not. I got another half hour. Lance, I'm disappointed that you're not going online, but that's okay. I get it. No big deal. I plan on doing this at least once a week, if not more. I still want to do regular videos. I want to get my son involved with this and see how this one plays out for him. I would like to do some stuff with Lance. The give and take. It doesn't have to be for a long period of time. I'd like to do some stuff with Kevin as well. Kevin, if you're still on here. Jerry Garcia is king. When I was in school, I went to school in Connecticut, in a very small college up in Hamden, Connecticut. I went to a Jerry Garcia concert totally by accident. I went to a Dead concert totally by accident. I actually saw Pink Floyd, The Wall, also in New Haven. But I didn't know I was at a Jerry Garcia concert until it was too late. And not too much else I remember from that. So, Kevin, you should be sleeping by now. Rib battle. Yeah, we could definitely do a rib battle. My ribs take about 72 hours. So it's marinate and then marinate again and then 8 hours worth of cooking, and then the last hour has to be overnight. Yeah, I saw Pink Floyd. The Wall, in New Haven. And I love Pink Floyd. I've got every single album. Animals is probably my favorite, and then Dark Side. But I love Pink Floyd. I used to fly a lot, and that was my gimme. And then it was Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I love music. That was the deal. But Floyd, you can't touch Floyd. You just can't. Good times. Good times. I would love to be a DJ again and be able to, like Lance said, be able to play some of that stuff and just enjoy that. That's good times. You're very happy for me. Hey. This is what happens when you're old. You get to see those kind of things. But life is good. Life is good. Or at least it was then. Did you watch The Wizard of Oz? I've seen a couple of versions of The Wizard of Oz. My mom would take me down to Radio City Music Hall, and I've seen the Pink Floyd version. No, Pink Floyd. Okay, was it Animals? Wings on the Pigs on the Wing. Oh my God, that's the greatest. Who's that? MNL. LMN Entertainment just went live. So these are some of the live streamers that I watch where you'll hear that noise in the background. Pink Floyd is just badass. It just is. There's one song that they do, and I can't recall it, but if you listen to it, you'll understand what it is. It's an orgasm. And it's two women that are singing, and they don't sing words. And it starts low, and they full out work into it. And geez, it is just, once you understand what it is, it's for the, oh, I know what you're talking about, The Wizard of Oz. And if you play The Wizard of Oz at the beginning of a certain point of an album, I forgot which album that was, it might be Dark Side, it is coincide. Wow, I forgot all about that. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh, you just gave me goosebumps. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome. I forgot all about that. Wow, that's crazy. Welcome to the machine. Yeah. Is there anybody out there? Oh my God. You guys are giving me chill bumps. I'm going to have to listen to some Floyd later. Yeah, Baron had on, he was listening to Janet Jackson. Well, I'm going to have to listen to some Pink Floyd. I've got all of that digitally. I wouldn't even risk Pink Floyd on here. because that would be picked up right away. That's good stuff, man. Yeah, yeah. Um, I love Floyd. Those were good times. That was a good era to be in college. It just was, at least for me, it was. Good times, good times. Anyway, y'all, I am wrapping down. I appreciate y'all coming back. Thank you. My apologies for not testing this sooner. It was literally a switch within OBS. I think I will still remain with OBS, but it's not so easy to use when you want to integrate somebody else. And hopefully, I mean, you got a great. I'm just a fool. Don't even try that stuff. I love to tell stories, and I've had a lot of experiences. But thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I will never let my ego. To my wife, I will, but it's just, you know what? Everybody has their own gimme, and you got to sometimes be quiet and listen, because quite often a wise man won't speak. They will just constantly consume. And sometimes I just like to be quiet and listen to other people talk or what they have to say. It's, you know what's funny, Lance? I could not hear your accent. That's probably because I've been around so many people like that. And I know I have a little bit of a New York accent as well. Thank you everyone for joining us. Oh, look at Angel all over it. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Is that right? Like and share, whatever. I don't know, whatever. But Angel, I hope you're doing well. You should know I pray for you. I pray for Kevin. I pray and anybody who needs it. I do. I think this is a great community that there's a lot of dumbasses out there, but there's a lot of really good people who share. And I don't think they just do it because, you know, they want something out of it. Somebody asked me, can I play your song? I don't care what you do with my song. Knock yourself out, man. It's like, actually, Lance, I wanted you to take the song, tear it up, and put it back together again and do whatever you want with it. Every time I listen to it, there's some places that I want to add some additional words and re-record it, and I just don't have the time to do that anymore. I just don't. But nonetheless, or one of my favorite words, irregardless, which I know it's not a word, but it is what it is. I thank you all, truly, from my heart. You didn't get any tears tonight, so not emotional. But it's been fun, and I do plan on doing this every Friday. We'll see if anybody else wants to join me or however that flows. Hopefully I'll be able to get some other videos out, some security stuff. Hopefully I'll make another music video. I really enjoyed doing that. It takes me a while to put pen and paper together or to write it out because I don't type, number one, and then number two, it's like, what is that? What word were you trying to write? It just takes time, but I enjoy stuff like that. My number one priority right now is to one day get the studio complete. Okay, so I did hit the cough button. Look at that. And get it all done and install all this fancy stuff and make all that shelf back there jump. I've got a box, a chair and a box over there that needs to be put together. Maybe I'll do that tonight, and plants, and I've got soundproofing already in here. And I just, it's kind of my gimme. I just want to, right on, man. We can outlaw, if you've got a rig ready to go, if you've got a microphone and a camera and there's something that you want to chat up, we can talk software and operating systems. And dude, again, I am always a student. I'm always willing to learn something from somebody else. So it's also a fart button. Dude, I don't think mine are, when you get old, it's not as tight anymore. Sorry, ladies, I apologize. And by the way, that is it's a Diet Coke mixed with a Diet Dr. Pepper. But yeah, man, anybody to talk to me is easy. And leave a chat. Wherever there's a balance, there's a balance, and we can always learn from one another. It's I don't deal with mean. That's the whole thing. I don't be a mean person. And I think that's the key to life, man. Just everybody needs to share and be happy and help out one another. That's my 2 cents on the whole deal. And that's my theory for life. But then again, I'm sorry, that was loud, and no cough button. I way the hell over here. But and everybody knows that in their heart. I really do believe that. Anyway, my primary is to get this office together and hopefully turn the camera around so you'll see all the cool stuff, because it's just sitting here, and I like to play with it, but it's not like I'm showing off. I just want people to see what cool, what I think, the techie cool looks like anyway. So with that, again, I thank you all. Walk in love. Thank you. My mom would say walk in grace. And when there's footprints next to you, you know who that is. When they are gone, you know who's carrying you, right? So I'm not a overt religious person, but I believe in prayer, and I believe that the good Lord is always with us. So with that, I thank you all. I really do. This has been fun. I don't know how long I've been speaking, but I can tell my throat is getting a little raspy. I got that Barry White thing going on. That really just dated me. But yes, Outlaw, thank you, man. I appreciate all of y'all for contributing. Kenneth, great to see you. And where's the young lady from LG? Is she still on here? There she is. No, thank you. I appreciate your help today. I do. By the way, you have, it says S-HE as your persona. You're she, not a he. Might want to fix that. Just saying. Take a look tomorrow or Monday when you go to work. I wanted to tell that to you, but I was a little warm. Anyway, but thanks for coming. Hopefully everybody got a little bit something out of here. If there's something that you want to know about cybersecurity, or if you want to hear more stories, I got plenty of stories. Or if there's something that you want to contribute, Outlaw, let's figure it out, man. Let's make it happen. Everybody else, be cool out there. Be careful. Take your time. And please do me one big favor. Angel's going to know what I'm about to say. Please be careful what you click on. Okay? It's important. It just is. Don't click on shit. Don't. That's the worst thing. That's how it all begins, and it just goes downhill from there. All right? Thank you all. Appreciate you. We will see you guaranteed next Friday. I'll probably have at least one video out about something. I don't know what. Lance, amen, brother. Thank you so much. I enjoyed your show. I really did. We will see you all very soon. And click that like button on the way out if you haven't already. We'll see you guys. Thank you. Have a great evening.